I think it's fine. Anyways, today's vibe that, or kind of today's topic that we're going to talk about is kind of our childhoods and, um, you know, the good, the bad, and kind of the ugly of our childhoods. And also just like, kind of relationships and stuff like that. I don't know. As we talk into it, it'll make more sense. So, what food did you hate as a kid? Like, could not eat, but now that you're a little bit older, you like actually really like, or
Ooh,
you could just like
Brussels sprouts.
Brussels sprouts or gas.
I hated them. I actually didn't even like them until I met you, but
hmm
that's because they made some fire Brussels
Shout
sprouts.
out my mom. She made me really like Brussels sprouts from a super young age. So shout out her.
Mm. I lived off lean cuisines.
My mom made sure I got my greens. If I wasn't eating my, you've seen it. If I wasn't eating my greens, she would beat me up.
I started my
Not
day with a
really.
Diet Coke
Yup.
and a granola bar, cereal, and like a red Solo cup.
And a one of those like microwave like Nutrisystem, not Nutrisystem, but like
Lean cuisine?
yeah.
That's what I said.
Oh, I
I
didn't hear
think.
that part. I didn't hear that part. My bad.
I think, but maybe I didn't.
No, you probably did. I just spaced out for a sec.
Or like the kid cuisines.
They did make kid cuisines.
Those were so gross, but
They were really gross.
I always wanted them for some reason.
I would say the food I hated. I really didn't like fish as a kid, and now I actually like fish, which is funny. Same with like
The
seafood.
same, actually. I never had like fish till later in
hmm
life.
I never liked fish, but that's kind of, I don't know. It's kind of BS though, because I ate fish in Wisconsin at like
You still don't like little fish.
you said I still don't like.
I wouldn't say you'd eat like a piece of fish.
Nah, but I bet I can eat like salmon, like a or like a
You don't eat, I love
no,
salmon, and whenever I make it, you won't eat it.
man.
That's like the only fish
Yeah,
I really
you
like
ain't wrong.
besides fish sticks.
You said fish dicks.
Fish sticks.
Oh,
Oh.
I love me some fish. Casper in the onesie, everybody. Yup. We love our
Yeah.
little fashionable kitty, a little fashionista. All right, buddy, off you go. Anyways, they were a giant part of why this entire podcast so far has taken so long.
I don't know what's going on tonight, but they're on
They've,
a serious one.
it's got to be some in the stars or in the moon or I don't know, something. They have been absolutely
So
out of
annoying.
control and just so annoying,
Unreal.
unreal. From meowing to chasing each other to freaking eating each other's butts to I don't even know to wanting food to uh, it's when I tell
Too
you
much. It's
it's
like
been a
having two
time
kids tonight. I don't understand.
when
Usually they're not that bad.
yeah, but
Wow, they're testing us.
and now Casper's dancing around our tripod over there and I'm
Hmm.
just waiting. Okay, good. Yeah, keep it moving, bubs. All right. Anyway, I would say yeah, fish.
Right?
Fish or I'm trying to think what else I didn't really like as a kid.
Mm.
Um
The opposite, as I liked milk, and now I don't like cow's milk. Like as a kid, I
oh
liked cow's
weird.
milk, but now I
Yeah.
don't. It grosses me out. The thought of it.
That's kind of cool, actually. Like not, but like to reverse what the question. I never thought of it like reverse before.
I went vegan for a whole month when I was like 19 or 20, and ever since I haven't really drank like cow's milk like that.
You think it's way too sour, probably when you drink it, right?
No, it's just more the thought of it. I think if you gave me one and I didn't like, if you didn't tell me, I would know. But like,
Wait, sorry, keep talking.
no, what?
Yeah, sorry to cut you off. I
No,
just had something pop in my head. Is like, how I thought vegans could drink a cow
what?
because it's like the cow's like,
Vegan is no animal product. Vegetarian, you can have milk.
so vegans are just like, I just want to look at them, the animals, and love
You'd
them.
be surprised. There's animal product in everything, so vegans can't eat a lot of that stuff. I did it for. It's hard. I did it for a whole month. I lived off Swedish fish and like vegan crunch wraps from Taco
So
Bell.
it's almost like,
But I actually have the. I had the most energy then than I had in my entire life. So
yeah, because you're just running off of sugar.
yeah.
Yeah. Yup. All right. I'm trying to think if there was a food that I really liked as a kid that I don't like now as much. Um, Maybe Chef Boyardee. I ran myself dry on
Oh
that.
yeah. I tried one more recently, like a year ago, and it was gross. I was like, this is not what I remember. They must have changed it. Same with Cosmic Brownies. They used to be way better.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, yeah, Cosmic Brownies kind of suck now. Zebra Cakes are still good though. Shout out Zebra Cakes. Those little donut bag things that we had recently, you know,
Oh yeah, the
those
Lotuses.
those were still pretty good. I was still pretty happy with those. Those like Lay's ones. I always got the powdered
Yeah.
one. I thought those were gas.
I think they all hit a little bit better as a kid.
Yeah,
Even,
probably.
like Pop Tarts, I think those are way better as a kid.
Pop Tarts, yeah. Yeah, that's true. I agree with that, true. Or two.
Cereal, I don't really eat cereal.
Nah, I
I
could
used to as a kid all the time though.
I could mess up some cereal.
Yeah, you can.
I could mess up some cereal. I'll probably eat some cereal tomorrow. I got some the new not new,
What's your
but
favorite cereal ever?
ever.
Mine's Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Mine's probably
Period.
period. Mine's probably chocolatey fruity pebbles.
Oh, they get so soggy though.
I love soggy cereal.
I also like
I let my
Captain
cereal
Crunch.
I let my cereal marinate for a little bit. Marinate in that
Ew.
milk.
See, I think I like the harder ones because the soggy ones gross me out. I'll like sit and forget I'm eating cereal and then it's soggy.
You probably
minute.
pour your milk first.
No, I don't do
Yes,
that.
nah, that's you.
Then why
No,
would I
it's
lie
not.
about that?
Nah, it's not you. And what's crazy now that I'm thinking about it is I don't think I've ever seen you eat cereal.
They just don't really eat cereal.
No, you don't. You don't eat cereal. I
Not
love
my
cereal.
thing.
But yeah, anyways, we're talking about our childhoods and talking about things that we kind of liked during that time. Tangent now that I'm about to go off that isn't about this, but it just happened to me. For all the guys out there, girls, you can stop listening for 4 seconds. When you like trim your beard, the most annoying thing of all time is when like you have like the little like stubbly hairs still right there, and then they get stuck on like your hoodies and like your clothing right there, and then they pull down or on your chain. I hate it. It's so annoying. Okay, bye. Okay, y'all. So,
Imagine.
anyways, thinking about our childhoods,
God,
I'm gonna
speaking of dudes,
and speaking of dudes,
I've been using every once in a while. I use your dude wipes because you don't use them.
yeah, I don't have a problem with them. They're just
Nice.
hiding. They're underneath the cabinet and they're far away.
Usually when you forget to replace the toilet paper, but it's nice.
I don't forget. I'm
They're
kidding.
nice. You
I
should
did
use
forget
them.
the other day. I did forget the other day. They are nice though. Shout out to Dude Wipes if you want to
Didn't I
plug
get
us.
those for you a long time ago? No?
No, I don't think so.
I think I
You might
did.
have, but I feel like
Or
that's
they were on
kind
sale or something. And you're like,
of maybe. I don't know. Why would you buy me Dude Wipes?
I don't know because you said like,
Because you were like, Max, your ass is musty.
exactly.
Okay, what the fuck? Hell nah. That's crazy. All right. Anyways, speaking about musty, I'm kidding.
Ask me how I'm feeling. I'm feeling musty.
Bars. Anyways,
I think that's Shoreline Mafia.
who's that? Casper. He's jumping around down there. Oh, back
Looks
up on the
like a
table.
monkey, honestly.
He's getting back up on you. Is he gonna chill?
He's choosing me.
You've been chosen. You've been chosen by the t-shirted boy. Casper, come on.
This is like ASMR. Come on, bud.
Yeah, get your ass
Did
over
you need
there.
to jump?
Lay there, Casper. Good boy. Good boy. Lay there, go to bed. Yeah.
Oh.
There we go. Okay, perfect. Perfect. He just wants to comfort you while you talk about this.
Yeah, no, I lost it.
Oh no.
Probably out
I could guarantee it's
there.
probably 100% underneath his cheeks right now. All right, y'all. So now that Casper's joined us, we are now gonna switch up topics a little bit. Less of things that we didn't like to eat and more of things that we didn't like that happened.
Basically, I've been looking for childhood photos because I just don't have that many. And I asked my mom if she happened to have any, and she said, "Yeah, I'll look for you." And she looked, and she found even more than some photos. She found some old letters and stuff to my dad, and I don't know why, but she felt like comfortable enough to send them to me. And
Which is cool.
she sent them yesterday, and I didn't read them till this morning, and I didn't know what I was waiting for in there, but
You
They're
were
even
waiting for
prettier.
some spicy tea in there.
it wasn't even tea. It was all kind of just like, I guess, confirmation stuff that I went through too. But like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, it made me emotional. I kind of wanted to talk about it and share it because if I saw someone else talk about or share this, it'd make me feel a little more seen or not
Yeah.
so crazy. I don't know.
And plus, it's cool because it's almost like a diary entry in a way.
It is, right?
Yeah. Like, think about it. How old do you think that letter probably is?
It was from 2003.
So you were 3.
I was 3. She says in and I was 3.
So that
So
was
it's 2000.
22 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2003. 2003.
So yeah, that is like a diary entry. It's like a war entry. All right. Anyways, I'll let you get back into it.
This was my mom's letter to my dad when I was 3, 2003. She sent it to me yesterday. Okay. Ready?
Yeah. Go ahead.
What I want. I want a husband who cares more about his wife and daughter than brother. One who isn't lazy, one who doesn't come home and sleep after work. I want a husband who finishes a project once it's started and not do things half-ass. I want someone who picks up after themselves and doesn't leave it there for his wife to do. I want him to have a relationship with his daughter and not yell at her first thing when he gets home. Treats her with love and not like a burden. Someone who is romantic and remembers the little things. Someone who gives flowers for no reason. Someone who remembers special dates. Who doesn't run out at 7 o'clock at night to try and get the gift he put absolutely no thought into on my birthday.
Bruh.
Who doesn't bring cheap flowers and a card that says to my friend 3 days after our anniversary. It's like a bunch of screenshots.
Mm-hmm.
Who, even on Christmas when we had no money, just gets something small for me to make me feel surprised or special. Someone who enjoys doing fun things with his family and doesn't complain when his daughter is having a blast at Camp Snoopy, but we have to go because he's too hot. I want a husband who makes sure his family is safe, who makes sure we have a phone and a car in case of emergency while he's at work, who doesn't leave a broken car or truck in the driveway for 1.5 years, then take mine and ruin it, leaving us home locked up in the house all winter long and more. Then getting upset when things need to be done at night, when his wife hurts her leg, doesn't say we don't have gas for you to go out to the doctor, then watches me suffer taking out the trash or putting Goodwill bags in the car. A husband who doesn't have to be told to do things, just does them, who makes sure every Thursday the trash is out and doesn't wait months to mow the lawn. Someone who can put a shelf in the right way and then put my lights back together when done. Someone who makes sure the door is locked every morning so his family is safe and doesn't leave the light on and dirty clothes on the floor and a mess in the kitchen every single morning. Someone who isn't deaf, who listens to me when I talk or when his daughter does. Someone who doesn't come home and turn off the tunes and doesn't put them on in another room so she cries. Someone who helps out with his child so it's not so stressful on me. One who helps pick up after her and gets her things when she needs them without yelling. A husband who plans and does things the right way, who doesn't put his family into below Christmas with no tree, who brings 10 excuses to court so it doesn't cost us money. A husband who doesn't lose his wallet or license every day and make me look for it. Someone who takes care of themselves to make his wife look better, not dress like a slob or not do his hair in front of my family or friends. Someone who is respectful in front of my family, who picks up their towel at their house and doesn't tell them I am a homemaker. Someone who makes sure his daughter has a place to sleep in a nice room before his brother. A husband who I want to have another baby with because I know I won't have to do everything myself. A husband who wants a nice yard and doesn't leave garbage and cigarette butts all over it. Who makes sure everything's working and lowers the swing after he raises it so the kids can play on them. A husband who doesn't make fun of me in front of his brother who lives with us and then uses him to always back him up. Someone who doesn't lose his tools every day but puts them in a certain place so you know where to find them and not have to buy more. Blame his brother for stealing all of it. So this is funny she put that. Someone who doesn't throw all his daughter's toys in the basement in a mess, right next to a shop saw that trails all over the floor, and make his wife clean it up or use a saw in the basement and leave a mess all over and not vacuum it. Who makes sure my nice things don't get ruined and my rugs don't get cigarette burns in them. Someone who doesn't leave his lunch and garbage in the car every day, I have to clean it. Who does organize and keeps the garage and basement nice and doesn't let his brother leave his crap all over. A man who, when he takes his daughter and dresses her, makes sure she looks nice and her hair is done and has all her things there. I want a husband who realizes you can't live on 3-year-old conversation, but I need to be out of the world and have friends and extra extracurricular.
Actually, oh,
I can't say that word.
I don't blame you.
Activities. Who understands I have no one or family around. I want a husband who doesn't lie about smoking and who doesn't call my mom every time something isn't right. A husband who doesn't talk bad about me to his family so they talk bad about me. A husband who discusses things with me before doing them, like moving in his brother and kicking my daughter out of her toy room so his brother can have a filthy room. Someone who will put back together the playhouse they took apart right away so when it falls in the mud, his wife doesn't have to pick it up. When his big body steps on a little girl chair, she was mad, and breaks it, fixes it again so my daughter doesn't get hurt. There's so much more I want. This is just the beginning. Mostly, I want a friend, a love, someone I feel good with, don't have to bitch at. Someone who makes me feel good and things easy for me. It's all the things that you don't do that keep adding up that makes them big things. I want someone who can handle the big and the little things and make me happy. I'm sick of living life like this, being depressed and stressed out. I want to be happy, and if it's not with you, well, I'm not scared anymore. If I'm by myself, at least I won't have to deal with all the little things you don't do. I'll have things my way and keep them that way. That's what I want. My mom. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't. It is a lot. Um, and there's a lot to take away from that, and there's a lot of good, and there's a lot of bad and hurt, and you know, trauma to take
Yeah.
and sadness to take away from it. But there's it's all stuff that it's life. It's all real stuff that people go through and that you go through and others go through, and
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot to talk about it. So and we just thought it was interesting, so we just wanted to share because if others are in that same boat, you're not alone. But
I don't know. I don't see a lot of people talk about these things, like my exact situations, kind of more. I don't know, it's rare.
hmm
So, like, even if mine's kind of, I think is so crazy that no one can relate. You never know. Someone out there can, and
yeah,
I don't
there
know.
100%
I
is
also
someone.
think like, how do I word it? Things in my brain. How do I word this? I think my views just changed a little bit
Over
after.
time.
No, I think my views really changed after reading those letters this morning.
Yeah.
It doesn't change anything like how I feel about my relationship with my mom because we still had our issues, which isn't her fault because she had things that caused those issues for her.
hmm
But it's not my job to heal those or fix those either.
No.
And I can still love and care about her and not want to have to be around her, like heal or fix that myself. But I still wanted to talk about it because I don't know, I think she was really brave for showing me and doing that at the time. Like,
hmm
to be that honest and real is so. I don't know. I give it to her. I didn't know she was so well spoken.
Yeah. Yeah. And as a guy, hearing all that stuff, like, I'm just like checking off little things in my head of like, don't do this, don't do this, don't do that one. So I appreciate like the little like, I don't
I
think I
mean,
really
it's
do
different
any
for
of those,
everyone,
but
but yeah, I get it. Like, it's the little things that add up. It's like,
it
yeah.
is little things. And I have two main takeaways from personally from this entire thing and I'll say them really quick, is one is, um, oh no. Oh no, I lost it. That's coming back to me. We good. One is that you got to nip the things in the butt before they snowball.
We talked about that in another episode. But yeah.
We did, but I just kind of want to touch on it again a little bit.
Right. And I think I actually know. I just know my mom. I know she did, and I know my dad. I know he just doesn't listen.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that was probably for her just like final breaking point. Like either this or, like she said, what were the final words? Like either you're gonna, start being the person that I wanted,
Yeah, or
or
I'm not afraid to.
I'm not scared anymore. If I'm by myself, at least I won't have to deal with all the little things you don't do. I'll have things my way and keep them that way. So
Yeah.
sometimes, sometimes you will be just happier, like going and figuring it out, even if it's scarier than being with someone who will just never get it, never
Mhm.
understand, never try even.
Yeah.
Like she was
It,
just begging for just
she just
just
wanted
to
to be heard
try.
from what it sounded like. Is she was just begging to be heard and for
See her
trying.
standing up for me too. It gives me like a
Trying.
new point of view.
Yeah.
She tried.
She was standing up
I was
for
too
you.
young to remember most of it, so
Yeah, you were
I
3.
just hear what they say about each other growing up because they hate each other. Like, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But this was
It
like,
painted that
this is
perspective.
like real. Like at the time, like it's real. I don't know. It's
Mhm.
different.
Yeah, it is different. And I also wanted to say in this thing too, it's so important to to listen to one another, but then also to in your partner to have your partner be your friend and have them be your freaking best friend.
You have to be 100% comfortable with your partner. I think
Yeah,
if
you
you're
do.
afraid of telling them or saying anything to them, then I think eventually it's just gonna build up and not work so much because you're holding in that like resentment for it and they don't even know that they're doing it and so they'll keep doing it and keep making you upset and you didn't say anything and then you're irritated and then they pick up that you're irritated and they get irritated and it just kind of ruins everything.
Yeah, it just snowballs and everything sucks.
So I think that's why communication they say is the most important thing in a relationships because even the little things, even if it sucks and you feel like you're being annoying or it doesn't seem like that big of a deal, if you know it's gonna be a big deal if it happens over and over and over, just say something.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it sucks and you don't want to be annoying or whatever, like stay an hour. It's
Forever hold
gonna
your
be more
peace.
annoying later when you're dealing with it. Trust me.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be way worse in the future.
So
Because then in the future, then you're gonna be it's it's so much worse in the future too because as it builds up, then you become way more hostile too in the future because you're gonna come across because it's gonna bubble over, and so you're just all of a sudden gonna be throwing problems, boom, 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 boom. Hey, remember when you didn't do
yes,
this,
exactly.
instead of just being like, hey, this one time, hey, I would really appreciate if you did the dishes this one night. Let's create a schedule to do the dishes so that it's
Yeah,
even for both of us.
exactly. It would. I think communication like that could save a lot of things, but it's not. I feel like it's weirdly not like taught or like
No.
as a normal of a thing as it should be. Like that was never a thing in my house.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't blame my mom. She tried and didn't really get anything, so why would she want to keep trying? She didn't know how. And my dad never tried and never knew how.
You're
But
good.
um, forgot what
Yeah,
I was saying.
communication is key, and even like to take this a different kind of route for just 1 second, it's even key in like communication just in like with strangers. Like, it's just so important to like
It is, yeah.
if everyone was just better at communication, the world
Uh,
would be so much better.
I agree. I remember what I was saying. It's like it's just not a thing that is like taught growing up for most people. I
Mm-mm.
think it's something you have to go out of your way and decide that you want to try and do and learn yourself because you want to better yourself in your relationships
Yeah.
and you notice the patterns and you fix them because you are the problem sometimes in certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone is, and people that can admit that are gonna go far because they can fix those things and not just keep repeating the same problem and cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah, communication.
Mm-hmm. For sure. For sure, for sure. Um, well, yeah, that's awesome. Kinda. I don't know.
Yeah,
It was a good talk, at least. I feel like we've had so far.
yeah, it's just so going, but
Yeah, we're still
same
going.
thing.
Is there any kind of thing else you wanted to kind of touch on with that kind of subject before
Mm,
we jump into some other questions?
mm, I guess I think I was just gonna say it's important to something that helps is finding someone that communicates like you, even if you don't totally communicate at like the best potential or whatever. If someone communicates like you, they're more understanding
Mm-hmm.
because they went through probably similar things. So they're, I don't know, people with different communication types are gonna have bigger blocks if they don't work through it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%. They're gonna clash a little bit more if someone communicates in a way different way than the other one. If someone's a lot more, say, I want to be left alone, and the other one's like, no, I want to nip this in the butt right away. Let's talk this through and get it over with.
Yeah, meet in the middle though
Yeah.
sometimes, and if
So,
you really want it, you will.
hmm
And if it's meant to be, it'll work out
it'll work
always.
out. And things aren't always meant to be. So,
So you don't have to. I don't think if you have to force it, then it isn't meant to be.
yeah.
But if you're willing to work on things and try with people, then that's
hmm
another thing. What
For
are
sure.
these freaking questions?
Yeah, we got some questions kind of about this kind of subject in the notebook somewhere that we're going through right now.
I don't even know. It's like they disappear.
I think they did just
Here.
disappear. Oh, just kidding.
Um,
Hallelujah.
what was the first thing you felt when I read the message or the letter this morning? When you were listening to me?
The first thing I felt, was, whoa, this is cool because I was like, this is like a diary from super long ago. That was the first thing I felt. Second thing I felt was I saw you reading it and hearing you reading it, and it made me sad.
Sam.
But then it also made me proud of you because I was like, wow, you're reading it. And I knew that it meant a lot to you, so it made me happy to read or to see that you were like strong enough to read it, I guess, if that makes sense. Like obviously you're strong.
Yeah.
I don't mean that in a
It's
weird
hard.
way.
Yeah, I get
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah,
You're
yeah.
strong enough to write it and give it to
Yeah.
me.
And so yeah, I don't know. I think that was kind of the first kind of couple emotions I had going through my head. And then like I said afterwards and recently, I think as well as we kept reading or as you kept reading it, it was just like little mental check boxes of like don't do's in the future.
Yeah, I guess that's good. Hmm.
Yeah. What's another question you got on there?
What do you think she needed most from him writing those? She needed him to seriously step up.
Yeah.
Like that was like you could just feel it. The final straw for her.
Mm-hmm. It definitely was like it kind of did feel like the final straw, like it was the last stand. Like,
She needed a husband.
yeah,
She needed exactly what he signed up for and wasn't doing.
yeah,
Honestly,
yeah.
she needed a loving, caring, kind guy, and
You could feel like the emotion through the
she was
paper.
almost just like begging, but not begging. Just like this is it. Like either you're gonna do it or not.
Mm-hmm.
I've tried so hard. I don't know. I felt her like
Breaking point.
it was yeah.
Yeah. It was a sometimes when people write stuff or sing or talk or whatever, you can feel the emotion behind it.
Yeah,
And that was
100%.
definitely one of the stronger like emotional pieces
Mm-hmm.
that I've read because it's just more of like she was just pouring out. It was like she had nothing to lose, pretty much. It was like her last.
She definitely yeah did was nothing to lose. He
Yeah.
had she was just asking for something, man. She had so many things. It's like, at that point, it was almost just like, you're not doing any of this. I'm done. You're not gonna do it. Really.
Yeah.
She
She
was
hit that
saying,
point.
I want this. You're not giving it to me.
Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna do what's best
She
for
let
me
him
if you
know
don't.
that was, I don't know, the way she worded it, really good with her words. I didn't know. Yeah, this is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Hear
Yeah.
her communicate like that.
Yeah. You keep saying that you were like impressed with like, and you
Yeah,
haven't seen
yeah.
like that side of like her. And so you say, and she's a really good artist as well.
Yeah, she is. I don't
And
know. I
so
think
it's almost like in this way she almost entered
she
that
let
like
fear
artistic
take over.
inner in that like
Yeah, a little bit.
writing.
I think her. I think it just makes me sad thinking about her. Like clearly, I don't know. I never heard her talk like that my whole life. So the one time she did it, she realized it didn't do anything for her, and she didn't want to try it again. Um,
Yeah.
There's a lot of reasons that made me sad.
Yeah,
You get
that
it.
is a very deep and real thing. Like there is people and that go out of their way and pour themselves out, and then someone's not listening to them or not.
It
So then
ruins
it
you, and
just
then you
ruins
just
them,
never
and
want to
then
do it again. And it
yeah, no,
sucks. I think I am the same way. It's so hard for me to communicate with you because growing up and just everything I've had to deal with, I've
mhm,
never felt seen or like my voice mattered or like anything I said was gonna change something. So I just stopped.
mhm,
But then you realize, who cares? Like, say it anyway.
yeah, for
Do it for
sure,
you.
yeah,
And she did. So I think that's why it makes me so emotional.
mhm, rightfully so, rightfully so. But it's okay. Casper's right there to comfort
Yeah.
you. He's passed out in his little
I'm okay.
onesie.
I'm
Yeah,
just,
no,
yeah, a
yeah,
lot.
it is a lot. Whoa, Casper just woke up out of nowhere, started licking himself. That was crazy. He just like needed just that one fur,
Mm.
that one piece of hair just needed to get licked out of his nap and then right back to nap. Anyways, Ruggy. That was my
Mm.
Scooby Doo. If y'all like it, I do plenty. Casper's mom. That was Carl Weezer.
Mm.
Huh. That was a villager from Minecraft.
I already want to look.
I was gonna do another one. Hmm. What do you wish they told you at that time as a kid?
That it wasn't my fault,
No, but
honestly.
yeah,
Like, even though I think they said nothing because they were hoping that I just didn't notice or like it wasn't affecting me because it wasn't always right in front of me. And like, I didn't see those letters, obviously. I didn't really
yeah,
know all of it. There's hair on my lip. But
yeah. For like personal experience, I don't know. Like even when you hear like it's not your fault, like I don't know. Sometimes you still have that like blockade of like it is my fault partially, but it's not though. You
yeah,
know?
I get it. It's like, I guess you might not believe it, but it would have just been nice if someone sat me down one time and
Yeah.
told me anything about it. Like,
Uh-huh.
they went my whole life not saying anything until I was a teenager, and then they just hated each other, and it was like putting me in the middle as soon as I was like old enough to like talk about the things, and they would just start like bitching about each other, and it was like whose side versus whose side.
And
It
yeah, and
was
then it
never like,
gets into sides,
yeah, I don't
and
know,
that's
they
not
never
fair.
communicated, and I don't really blame them because they never were taught to, but also like you have to break that cycle yourself, and if you
Yeah.
want it and you want a good life for you and your kid and you want to have that relationship, then you have to do it,
Mm-hmm.
or it's just not gonna. I don't know.
For sure. Um, for people who saw themselves in what you read, what would you say to those people?
No, there's a lot to say. I guess it's like, I'm sorry for like, nah, I'm sorry personally, but like I feel sorry for you, I guess. But like, those people are some of the strongest people out there, I know, if they got through it, because it's not easy at
Mm-hmm.
all. So I'd say they, if they're listening and they didn't go through all that or something like that, then good job. Like, seriously, if no one told you, like, I'm proud of you. You did it. Seriously.
Mm-hmm. I want to address all three of the parties. One is the little kiddo. If you're going through this and your parents are going through communication challenges and issues, and you're that kid, I feel sorry for you, and we've been in that position, and we know your pain. Just know that I would almost use it as like a fuel to the fire, right? So like when shit hits the fan, right, and stuff is going poorly, that's when you go away and freaking do something that you like, whatever it is, whether it's gaming or whether it's playing the guitar or whatever it is. Use when they're doing that, use when they're doing that time to fulfill your time of you doing whatever you really like, because that's gonna like push you motivationally to like be better at that one thing. It's gonna like your emotions gonna pour into that one thing. It's gonna make you be better at that one thing. To the wife or to the husband or whoever it is on either side of the story, to the one that's not listening, right? Or no, I'm gonna go to the one that's writing first. To the person that's writing, begging to be heard. Just know that I also feel sorry for you as well. Um, and I pray, or I guess, yeah, I pray for your happiness, and I beg for you to be heard someday, and just know that you will be heard someday. Um, and it doesn't always have to be with that same person, but always like trust your gut and do what truly makes you happy, because your happiness should become or should go first over anyone else. Because you have to make your own soul happy, because guess what, you're stuck with your soul for the rest of your life. And then
And that's not a bad thing because you're in charge of that and you get to decide what you do with that.
uh-huh.
That's a good thing, honestly.
Mm-hmm. And to the last thing, to the person that's not being heard, or to the person that's not hearing, um wake up. Like, brings insane pain to those around you, and it sucks to see it firsthand, and or see it with other people. Um, look in the mirror and just ask yourself some questions on.
Take accountability. Not everything is everybody else's fault. Even if it hurts to admit or you don't want to fully admit it,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a big thing for them.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I don't know. That's what I got. I don't know. I was gonna say something about like, if you're not listening, right, and you're being inept in a relationship, or you're just not, there's a block or something, right? There's something going on in that person as well. That's making that block happen, or whatever it is, or trauma or something like that, or some childhood of way they were raised, or whatever it is, right? Not saying it's okay or whatever, but I'm just saying is to sit down and just sit there and think to yourself, and put on either some meditation music or something, and make yourself battle the demons that you need to battle in order to finally become a better person that you need to be. That's what I mean by wake up.
I think if those people who did whatever, I think if those people did that, they would end up living a lot happier and better, more fulfilled life after. Even
Mm-hmm.
if it sucks thinking about it, going through it, and fixing the shit. Imagine after, like, at least you can prove yourself and show change.
Mm-hmm.
Live a happy life.
Yeah. And I see another question in here about how this all trickles down to generations, and it does trickle down to generations. Because, like I said, and I kind of touched on it previously just now a little bit, is like it could be from the reason why they're this way, is could be from the reason why their parents were that way, or whatever it is. Um, right? And so it does.
It's like I didn't even I realized that it was a generational thing when I started seeing the behavior in myself that used to scare me and I always hated in my parents.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I realized, okay, I need to like go inward and figure out what's really going on here because
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It does trickle down. So you just got to be that change to stop it, because just think of how many people you're affecting by not battling what you need to battle.
You can say you're comfortable not doing it, but are you really comfortable if that's what the life around you looks like?
Mm-hmm.
Is it really worth it? I don't know. If the life around you sucks and you seem to be blaming everyone, it seems like life hates you and everything goes wrong. Look inward for a sec. Not always you, but like there's a good chance that you could have some doing in there.
Uh-huh. And
I'm not discluded from that.
and once again, I'm going to touch on this too, is like your energy that you put out.
Mm-hmm.
What you put out is what you receive. So, yeah. All right. Is there anything else that you want to touch on? Okay. Should we wrap this one up then? Okay. Cool. Well, we appreciate everybody listening. I know it was kind of a darker, or not darker, but just deeper episode. So
I do relate. I make funnier jokes about it, the trauma on my TikTok.
Yep,
Look,
for sure. Shout out.
but
All
this is
right.
more-
Or is it
it's
NASA Mads?
NASA Mads on
So-
TikTok.
yeah.
NASAMADS.
Shout out NASA Mads on
Um,
TikTok. Go follow.
Something deep. I go in on some of my trauma on there. I make jokes about some. Try to keep it light.
Yep. Try to keep it light. Try to keep it funny, but also,
this was, to get deeper in it.
yeah, for sure. So go follow Medicine on TikTok. Go follow me
follow
on
Matt.
YouTube, and on
Follow
TikTok, I
Casper.
guess. Go follow Casper on TikTok.
Follow me.
Our little baby boy in our little onesie. That's our boy. Little cutie pie. All right, y'all. Have a jolly day. Have a good day. Have a good night. Have a good evening. Have a good freaking afternoon.
See you later.
Bye, alligators.